Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel, and thanks for logging on. Today, we're discussing the Ulysse Nardin Executive Dual Time, a combination of steel and beautiful blue ceramic. You can see and you can purchase this elaborate dual time watch on our website. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you enjoy these videos. Please click on the card in the upper right-hand corner of the screen at any time during this video to see our full sales listing for this watch with additional accessories included in the sale, high-resolution images for your desktop, and naturally complete pricing details for this Ulysse Nardin Executive Dual Time. Now, the Executive is a little bit different. It's perhaps the most exhibitionist Ulysse Nardin watch not named Freak. It's spectacular. It's highly stylized, a little bit flamboyant, and quite honestly, unabashedly fabulous. It's a watch I love because it's actually more wearable than its case profile would suggest. 43mm across the round of the case with large, semi-modular lugs. You wouldn't expect the watch to wear so compact and flush on my 16cm circumference wrist, but it does. In fact, 43, not counting crown or pushers, the watch is also remarkably slim, especially as it wears on the wrist. 12.7mm thick, but because of the cupped case back, it sits even lower, and because of the conical bezel, any dress cuff can easily flow up and over this one. It's got enough color to be a fun all-arounder, but it's also discreet enough with its slim profile and dark coloration contrasting with steel that you could wear it with a business suit, and it would certainly seem more at home in that application than a marine diver, a freak, one of the grand complications. This is a watch that is absolutely comfortable because of the form of the case across the wrist, which spans a substantial 51mm, but nicely curves. You can see the effective camber of the case. It's almost like an arc of metal across the wrist. While the strap is very rigid, nevertheless, it mostly turns straight down as it exits the lug flanks, so it doesn't fight and try to contradict the curve of your wrist. If you've got that smaller wrist, rest assured, I believe this watch can be worn securely and with good appearance of proportion on a wrist as small as 14.5cm in circumference. The integration of the aesthetic is fantastic, as you have this interlock between the white polished metal of the case and the navy blue of the alligator leather strap. The strap is substantial, but it's not stiff or uncomfortable in any fashion. Contrasting white single-stitch folded edges on the underside, very supple calf skin, no daylight showing between lugs and strap, and of course a substantial twin trigger Ulysse Nardin buckle. You can see it's spare, it's minimalist. It gives you the functionality and the security against droppage that you expect with the deployant, but beautifully finished and wonderfully hollowed out. It doesn't add bulk to the watch, least of all visual bulk. Also note the refinements, not just fully polished throughout, but with ceramic retaining beads to keep it closed. It will retain its crispness over time. The tolerances will not wane, as the metal components cannot scratch or diminish the ceramic. And of course, twin triggers, so it can't simply pop open. It must be positively disengaged. You'll also note that the watch features a combination of strong character lines and sensuous compound curves. The edges of the case are almost knife-like, and you can see them echoed in the slope of the ceramic pushers for the dual time complication. Note the subtle fluting of the lugs at extremity. It's beautiful, and it takes a large expanse of metal and adds a little bit of definition and nuance so it doesn't appear sheer, bulky, or clumsy. This heavy watch is retained to its strap on screws, not spring bars. Again, this is the right way to do it. All brands should do as much. You can see there's almost a bowl profile to the case flank, and then a sharp conical edge to the bezel, almost like a knife edge. It leads us up to the dial, which is explosive. There's a tangible energy here. The ceramic is beautifully polished and blue. You have the same blue on the dial, but with a metallic treatment. Now, outboard, it's sunburst. Inboard, it's matte. And you can see there's a wonderful raised plinth at center that contains the travel time indication, the double-digit date, and a cut, 1/2 the cut, of the sub-register, which is split by the plinth, and its internal stylized railroad-style minutes track. Large faceted hands. They're not trapeze, they're not Dauphine, they're not Alphas. They're Ulysse Nardin's own style, and you feel like this watch is like an explosion frozen in time, as if everything is radiating out explosively from the cannon pinion at center. Now, it's worth calling out some of the functions of this watch, and to do that, I am going to thread out the crown, which is beautifully polished and features an inset lacquer underneath a small amount of resin. You'll note that the date is bidirectionally adjustable, very convenient, one of the characteristics of Ulysse Nardin Grand dates. I'm going to reveal the second time zone so you can see it, and then recognize how these pushers, plus minus, are useful for those who will be jumping time zones. So as you jump time zones, your reference time remains in 24-hour format, and you can see how as you jump, you can jump the date forward or backwards as you move in 1 hour increments through travel zones. Of course, there is a nice change of plane on the dial, with the stylized Roman numerals being both dynamic in that they seem almost stretched out in tension, and also substantial in that they are so thickly applied that they rise above the plane of the dial, along with the plinth at center and the countersunk subseconds with crosshair calibration at 6. Turn it over, and now you can see Ulysse Nardin caliber 24. It's based on a high specification ETA 2892A2. And you ask, how do I know it's high specification? Well, when I stop it, I can see it has splayed style spokes, not straight spokes. Those are characteristic of chronometer and top grades of 2892. There are base, Elaboré, top, and chronometer. This one's either top or chronometer. Beats away at a modern 4 Hz beat rate. It has hacking seconds, as you just saw, so you can stop the seconds to synchronize it. And of course, it has Ulysse Nardin's own dual time and grand date reversible module, so you can operate either one in either direction. The module is all UN, the base is ETA, and for me, given the toughness and the refinement, that's the best of both worlds. Speaking of the best of both worlds, it's a watch you can wear with a suit and, on a water-tolerant strap, a bathing suit, because it has a screw-down crown and 100-meter water resistance. You can see this handsome and unconventional Ulysse Nardin, an unconventional watch even by the standard of an unconventional brand, and purchase it on our website.